And hello, this is Mike Lodge. I'm glad that you're with me. Listen, I had to come back on. I've already done one podcast for today. Usually I just do one a day or one a week, depending on how mad I am. But this morning I'm mad because Yelp is trying to push their social conscience onto my company. Now, I want you to realize that when we operate a business in the United States, we have a whole bunch of laws from the city level, the county level, the state level, and the federal level that determines and tells us what we need to do regarding discrimination, how to handle discrimination, how to report discrimination, how to train our employees under discrimination. We have all of these rules and regulations that are there. And we have to abide with them. We have to comply with them. In fact, there are certain forms and everything that we have to fill out in order to be in compliance with all of these rules and regulations that are already pushed on us by governments. Now, Yelp this morning sent me an email, and I tell you, it kind of really pissed me off because what they're trying to do is if you put your company on Yelp, which is my company is on Yelp, and people can go there, they can look at what you do, and they can ask for requests for you to call them. And I mean, it's just a good tool for businesses to reach out and for the people in your local community to know that you're there and what business that you do. But the problem is now Yelp, through their email, wants me to participate in their social mechanism to force me into abide by their standards on discrimination. How to train my employees, giving me resources, giving me all that sort of stuff. And then they'll put a stamp on my page say, I am not a discriminatory company. I think that's out of control. I am already burdened at this moment with federal and state regulations on discrimination. I have 100 of them that I have to abide with. And more of them come up every single day. So what they wanted me to do is they wanted me to sign off on this pledge. It's called Earn Learning Bias Training. And listen, I train my staff or the people that work with me on discrimination. I'm a mediator. I mediate discrimination. I know the rules. But here, Yelp wants to push this upon me. And they want me to go by their attributes of how they think it is all about. I think social media can be a really great thing. But when they start telling you how to run your business and how to train your people and how to put a nice bright little mark saying on your Yelp page saying that you are not a discriminatory company, that's going too far. It's like if you're not, they put another mark there that says that you don't want to comply with their rules. Other companies should not be telling your company on how to conduct your business. And honestly, governments should not be doing that too. But there are issues with discrimination, and that's why we have laws on the books, and that's why we train our employees, and that's why you have mediators like me who have to mediate these employee-related issues. Yelp does not have the right to do that to me. They do not have the right to put a red mark by my name saying whether or not I'm a discriminatory company or if I'm not a discriminatory company. They don't have that right. In fact, I have the right to not do business with Yelp if I choose to. Now, I may not have that choice because I wrote a letter back to them saying, I'm not going to comply with your rules against me. Because you will not comply if I set up a set of rules, you will not comply with those rules about me advertising that I put in place about working with you. So you see, it's one-sided. It's one-sided. So if they want to remove me from Yelp, that is fine. That is fine. I'm tired of social media trying to dictate what we can say on the internet, what we can't say on the internet, what we can post on the internet, how we conduct our business on the internet. I'm getting tired of them doing that because I'm not doing anything wrong as a company. Companies and businesses and people come to me to mediate these job discriminatory or business discriminatory issues. I hear them all the time. That's why we have mediators in place. That's why we have laws in place. That's why we have That's why we have compliance issues that we have to work on every single year, depending upon the state that you live. State of California, they have a new rule starting January 1st of 2020 that said you have to train 5 or more of your employees. If you have 5 or more employees, you have to train them in sexual harassment. That's fine. That's okay. But the state also provides you with a training program that was online that you could send them to and they can do their thing and they get a certificate once they've completed it. Every employee of 5 and above has to do that. So we have those compliance issues that we have to deal with. We also have reporting issues that we have to deal with to the federal government. So I am frustrated as a business person that I have another business person that I'm paying money to place my ad on their website that they want to now control how I look at people and work with people. They don't have any right to do that. No right whatsoever. But the problem is that the far left has decided to dictate to you as a business and you as a person of what you have and have not, what you have to do. It's gone too far. So Yelp, go ahead, take me off. I don't care anymore. I have too many other things that I have got to comply with. I have too many issues that I have got to listen to. And I hope that Yelp is listening to me because I'm telling you, I will not comply with you telling me what to do. I just will not do it. This is like the Scarlet Letter. If you don't comply, we're going to put a scarlet letter on there that says you're not complying with us. But here's the problem. I'm the one that's paying them. I'm paying them advertising rates. I'm paying them for putting my spot up a bit higher. And other companies are doing the same thing. I'm paying them. So they work for me. Their app is supposed to work for me. Not me work within their compliance issues. Now, I can understand that people are out there posting hate, but what business is going to be out there posting hate? What business is going to be out there saying things about racial issues? I mean, I just don't get it. What business would be foolish enough to do something like that? But Yelp has decided, well, we have to make sure that everybody is living within our standards because we want everybody to believe as Yelp does. It's not about a belief. It's about being in compliance with federal and state laws. And we have to do that every single day as a business. And you know that. At any given time, you can be accused of being discriminatory by an employee. Or you can also have an employer stating that their employee is discriminatory. So what do? They come to me and I have to mediate it. And have to come to a decision of how we're going to handle it going forward. How we're going to solve or resolve the problem, the issue. And there are rules that we have to live in. And we live as business people in them every single day. But now we have this social media company saying, no, we want to put a letter, a symbol or something beside your name that says you are a non-discriminatory person. Why do I need to advertise that? Why isn't it not automatically assumed that I'm a good company and that I do these things? Why do I have to have a letter or a form or a color next to my name to tell others that I don't do that? I just don't get it. So Yelp, you've gone too far. You have really gone too far. Now, maybe what I need to do to you, Yelp, is say, okay, you have to live within these rules to do business with me. In order to get my money, you have got to do my set of rules. And you're going to write back to me and say, no, we can't comply with that. That's not within our business model or within our standard of operation. That's what you would say back to me. And I'm saying that back to you on you trying to force me into complying with your rules. You don't have that right to tell me that. I have the right to tell you because I'm paying you. You're taking money out of my account for advertising and everything else, so I have the right to tell you. And maybe that's what all of us companies need to do, is design a social media compliance issue within our companies that they, as a social media company, need to live within. If they don't agree to it, put a red mark by your name. Yelp will not comply with sexual harassment rules. Yelp will not comply with tax rules. Yelp will not comply with reporting rules. Yelp will put all those little red marks by your name. Just like how you want to put a red mark by my name if I don't comply with your rules. Remember, the people that are on your page are paying you. You make money off of them. But you don't set rules on us when we already have a set of federal and state laws that we have to comply with when it comes to discrimination. And there are already rules in place in most of these companies on how to handle this. Yikes. Okay. Yelp, if you want to take me off, go ahead, take me off. Because I'm very frustrated with you. I'm very frustrated with the fact that you think that you need to tell me how to do my job. And if I don't comply with you, you're going to put a red mark by my name. It's unacceptable. Listen, Americans, we need to start standing up to these companies. These social media companies now feel as though that they have control over your way of doing business, your speech, your postings, everything else. I think we can all understand that, yeah, if there is hate being posted, take it off. But the problem with a lot of these social media sites is that their fact checkers are not checking the facts. And when they see hate that they don't agree with, they take it off. But if they agree with the hate, they leave it on. Happens every single day. So we as business people and we as Americans, we have to stand up to this. And maybe it's time that we start looking at other alternatives on the internet that do not censor us, that do not tell us how to run our businesses. Maybe it's time that we start looking at other things. Maybe it's time that we get back to the human touch. We get back to people working together, picking up the cell phone, and talking with one another. Maybe it's time that we get back to the human side of doing business and the human side of communicating and the human side of doing what's right and what's wrong. Maybe we have allowed the social media giants to too powerful because it was just too easy for us not to say anything or do anything. It didn't really apply to us because we were just posting pictures of our family. But then when politics came along, then we began making statements about politics. And then when social media didn't like what we were saying, they shut some people down. They locked you out. They terminated your accounts. Maybe it's time that we as Americans and consumers begin to distance ourselves from those that advertise on these social giants. The ones that are trying to censor our freedom of speech, our ability to run our companies the way that we want to run our businesses. Maybe it's time as consumers we begin to really distance ourselves from those who advertise on these social media giants. Distance ourselves on those who advertise on media outlets that condemn and put down America every single day. Maybe it's time that we as consumers begin to shop at our local businesses within our communities instead of supporting the big names that advertise every single day. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to start using the word boycott just a little bit more. Maybe it's time that we become the person that says, okay, listen, if you're going to support a terrorist organization, and if you're going to give money to that terrorist organization, then it's probably not my money you're going to give it with, because I'm going to go elsewhere to shop. And listen, we have choices. We have a whole bunch of local companies who love their communities that would be more than willing to take your money. Who would ever thought that we would be thinking about this, right? I'm even surprised that I'm even talking about it on this podcast. Why am I having to talk about it? Because I have been offended by Yelp. Listen, if you have any comments or concerns or issues, statements, send me a text at 818-252-5682. Again, that's 818-252-5682. Really think about what I've said today. Because you know of friends who have been locked down by Twitter or by Facebook. You know those people because they've said things that the fact checkers did not like, so they shut them down. Our freedom of speech is being attacked. Our Constitution is being attacked. And the only way that we can change things is through our vote and through how we conduct our lives, who we choose to do business with. Those are the individuals that I want to know. Those are the individuals that I want to know that has the guts to do something about it. This is Mike Lodge. Talk with you soon. Everybody go out and have a great day. Beautiful day here in Palm Beach, Florida. Nice blue sky, sun coming through the window. Love it, love it, love it. Talk with you soon. Bye. This podcast is produced by Michael Lodge, fully focused on content. Everybody, have a great day. God bless.